Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Ayleen, and this is Medicine Walk. I want to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving. I want to wish everyone a wonderful day of companionship and joy. And I also want to wish everyone the most peaceful possible day within yourselves that you can possibly have. And while there's a lot of things around the holidays that can be really upsetting, especially this one, because there's a lot of culturally, there's a lot of things that can really go into a very bad doorway. And especially now, it's very easy to kind of fall into that place of looking at the historical perspectives and looking at all of the things that could really become very hard energy. So I invite you, just for a little while, to just go with the I'm very grateful for you. I'm very grateful for what I have in my life. I'm very grateful for each and every person who has chosen to join me today. And for those who will join us later, because some of you may be watching this tomorrow or the next day, I hope you get something out of it, because this is probably one of my favorite times of the year. When I was growing up, it was a time, now my mother was a fantastic, awesome cook, and we would normally eat Thanksgiving dinner at about 1 o'clock. So that meant that my mom was up very early cooking, and we would wake up to the smell of turkey and bread and all the good, cool stuff. And when we would gather together, and usually my parents would just kind of open the doors, and anybody who came by came in and ate, sat at our table. It didn't matter who they were. It didn't matter how well they knew us. If they came to our door and it was Thanksgiving, they were going to come in and they were going to be fed. And that was something that was very important to my parents. The aspect of gratitude, and no matter who came in, you still had to say something that you were grateful for. And gratitude, it is something that's so tremendously liberating and can be very tricky, because sometimes it's very hard to see what it is that we can be grateful for. Sometimes we reach that place where it gets very difficult to see the light, beyond the storm. So that's one of the great things about the eye of the storm, is that actually there's that point when there's sunlight. There's that point when there's stillness. So first and foremost, I want to express my deep, deep, deep gratitude for my sisters from another mother, Michelle, who works so hard to help me be able to do all the things that I do. And honestly, if it weren't for her, I would not be here doing this with you. And I know that she is somewhere cringing when I say that. And it comes from my heart. And for my dear sister Kaina, who, even though she's moved away, is still doing a lot of very cool stuff to help me out with things. And I want to really acknowledge her for all the times that she stood by me when I really wasn't sure, when I couldn't touch that piece of gratitude within myself. I always knew that I could be grateful for her, and for the other folks who really have helped me to move forward in my work and in my life. I'm also grateful for my family and friends, for those who are nearby and those who are far away, for those who I was connected to through my marriage and are still family in my heart, even though that marriage is no longer a part of my life. I'm very grateful for them, that there was always that sense of family. And for those of you who are watching, hi, I'm doing really good, and you're still so important to me. Gratitude for my sons, who are the biggest gift that I have ever gotten or will ever get in this lifetime or any other. They stood by me when I was going through a lot of huge changes. And they always were there for me. And even though sometimes, as between a parent and the kids, it can get very tricky sometimes. And there can be some hard feelings. And yet, on the other side of that, I have two young men who no one could be prouder of. And as both their mother and as someone who just sees these two amazing people who are going out into the world and making their own way, I'm really proud of them for that. And I am grateful that I'm their mother and that I got to bear witness to the men that they became. I'm grateful for my work. I'm grateful for the ability that I have to have a job that I would do for free if I could. Something that I really don't see a need to retire from because I get tired of it. I see an amazing life ahead of me, just learning to do what I do more and better and on a more, intense level. My patients teach me every single day about how to be a better doctor. And I'm tremendously grateful for that. I'm grateful for the church that has embraced me and has given me the honor of being asked to one day lead it. And that is so important to me. The people there are so tremendously important to me. And I take their trust tremendously seriously because I know that that was something that I need to earn. It's one thing to say you trust someone, but when people demonstrate that they trust you, it's powerful to me. And I take it as a sacred agreement that I will always do my best for them. I'm grateful for the people who tell me when I need to take time off because it's very easy to get wrapped up, especially when you love what you do, to get wrapped up in doing for others. And it's nice when people say, hey, you're looking a little tired. Why don't you take some time off? It's all right. We'll be here when you get back. So all of those are things that I'm grateful for. And my little fire back here, I'm actually doing this from my home. And I live in a little cabin up in the woods that has internet. Yay! And is still a refuge for me. It is a place that I can come and there's a river. The San Lorenzo River is just a few steps from my door. And it's nice and it's peaceful. And I feel tremendously blessed to have a place that I can come home to that allows me to have my own little fortress of solitude, Superman reference. But it is a sacred space that I'm tremendously grateful for. So what are some of the other things to be grateful for? I am grateful for every person who ever betrayed my trust, because it was because of them that I learned that I could trust again anyway. I am grateful for the people who have lied to me for their own purposes, because it allowed me to appreciate what my truth is and how important it is for me to keep it. I am grateful for people who lead badly, because that allows me to learn to lead well. I am grateful for all the times that I was told I could not do something, because it made it that much more sweet when I did it. Because I'm kind of a stubborn person. And you want me to do something, you really want me to go out of my way to do something, tell me that I can't. I'm grateful for all the times that I didn't feel well, and when I was sick, and when I was afraid, because I realized by making it through that I was stronger than I ever dreamed I could possibly be. And for all the times that I was sick, I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for the fact that I can go and take a 2-mile walk each morning with my dog, Sam, who is being very cooperative and not barking right now, which is really cool. I'm grateful to my pets. I've had several pets that have meant the world to me, and while some of them have moved on into their next lifetime, I'm grateful for the companionship and the unconditional love and acceptance that animals can give. I'm grateful for every time that I was abandoned, because it taught me that I can enjoy being with people and having different people in my life, and I can also survive without them. That I am strong enough, that I am complete as a person, all on my own. And while it's wonderful to have people in my life, it's also okay if the contract ends and they go somewhere else. I am grateful for the moments that terrified me most, because that's when I learned that true courage isn't about not being afraid. It's about being terrified and doing it anyway. I am grateful for the times when I felt completely alone, because that's when the people who I matter to suddenly show up and would say, "Hey, I was just thinking about you. Are you all right?" Because I'm grateful for all of these things, both the light and the shadow. It allows me to be able to feel balance, because I'm not attached to what it is that is going on in the world that can cause me to feel sad, that can cause me to feel afraid. I'm grateful for those things that cause me to feel afraid, because it helps me remember, hey, there's a great big world out there and I need to pay attention to it. I need to do whatever it is that I can do and work with the people I can work with, and then trust and have the faith that there is a consciousness out there. I say creator. Whatever you say, whatever works for you is perfect for you. But it's those times when I'm afraid that I'm grateful, because those are the times that remind me I'm not alone. You're not alone. There are unseen energies that surround us and guide us and help us and celebrate with us and cry with us and help us be able to move forward. We just have to trust that they're there, because they show themselves in different ways. Those are some of the things that help me get through, because there are still times when I feel afraid. There are still times when I don't know if I'm enough. There's still times when I wonder, am I following the right path? And I'm grateful for all of them, because as long as I worry about whether or not I'm giving enough, I think that's a pretty sure sign that I am. If I worry that I may lose faith, I know I can't, because if I were to lose it, it wouldn't matter to me. If I'm worried about being alone, all I have to do is look up and look around. I'm surrounded here in my little cabin by trees and nature and the water and the wind and everything. And Sam, my dog, and Luna, my cat. And I know that there's a lady who lives in another cabin nearby who likes to bake cookies late at night and will bring them to me. And she'll just knock on the door gently and say, "Here, I thought you'd like a midnight snack." I know that I'm never alone. Every teacher that I have ever had is right here in my heart. Everyone who has ever believed in me stands with me. don't have to worry about that. I don't have to wonder whether or not I am good enough, because I know that I am. I know deep down that I am. Oh, hold on just a second. You know, the fun part about getting into like the whole computer thing is that if you talk and you don't pay attention to the computer, it will go off on you. But anyway, I know the camera's still working. So the idea that what we do and what we are and who we are is, that's important. It's important for us to remember that we have surrounding us all the time our loved ones, whether they're here or not. We have the joy of knowing that, oh, there we are. We have the joy of knowing that we are a part of something bigger. I know that there's a lot of stuff that's coming up that could cause a lot of fear. We don't have to embrace it. We can use fear as that way that we have, because everything has light and shadow. And the light side of fear is it gives us discernment. It allows us to remember, hey, you know, there's stuff we need to take care of. There's stuff we need to keep track of, and to do whatever it is that we can do. And maybe, you know, maybe things will work out okay. Maybe things are going to get tricky and challenging. Maybe you're right now going through some stuff. And Monica, I know that you're out there, and I know you're going through something tough. And know that my heart and my spirit are with you. My prayers are with you. And there is, Sam, hush. And it's going to be okay. And I wish that for you. And for all the people who are going through some tough things right now, my heart is with you too. And you can log in to the comments, tell me your name and tell me what you're going through, because I will add my prayers and my good thoughts to you so that you can be able to, you know that someone cares. And I do care. I care very much. Every person who is sharing this moment, whether it's live or whether watching later on from the video, know that I care about you. Know that it's going to be okay. It may be hard right now, and I'm sorry if it is. And there isn't a storm that's ever happened that there wasn't sunlight afterwards. There was never a winter that never gave way to spring. Everything changes. Everything shifts. The important thing is that we remember we're in this together. We remember that what we do and what we say and how we walk through this world matters. The smiles we give to strangers, accepting a gift, being able to say, you know what, I'm doing all right. So how can I help somebody who maybe isn't doing all right? All of those things are things that I'm tremendously grateful for, because it's every day we can do that. Every single moment. Yes, sometimes it gets hard, and we have, oh, got another thing that is, close that. I just noticed it was like distraction and glaring back. But no matter how distracted we can be distracted by what's going on with us physically. We can be distracted by what's going on in the world. We can be distracted by what it is that can carry us into a place that we don't want to be. A place of sadness, a place of hopelessness. I am grateful for hope, because it does spring eternal. I am grateful for the lessons that are coming, because I know they're going to make me a better person, They're going to make me a stronger person. They're going to make me someone who I don't even know I'm capable of being yet. I'm grateful for all of it. And I'm grateful for all of you. And whatever's going on, you're going to be okay. You have survived 100% of what it is that you've encountered. And that's not an easy thing to do. To get 100% success, it may not have always been pretty, and it may not have always been comfortable, but you made it. You will make it through everything, because there is nothing more powerful than you are. There's nothing more powerful than the spirit inside you. There's nothing more powerful than your capacity to love and to hope and to dream. And if you're going to dream, dream big. Dream of all the things that by this time next year, all the amazing things that you're going to say how grateful you are. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe it's travel. By this time next year, there's going to be a whole bunch to be grateful for, including the challenges that we face, including the opportunities to realize how strong we can be, including the opportunity for a nation to understand that the shadow will never override the light, that we are stronger together than anything that we could face. We're going to be okay. And I'm grateful for that. And even if there's just one thing that you can think of that you're grateful for, embrace it. Hold on to it. Because, well, this is a magical time. It's a time of transformation. It's a time of renewal. We're getting ready to head into that darkest winter. You know, we've passed the solstice. Or no, actually, we've got the solstice coming up. We have the winter solstice that will be ahead, when day will once again start to become stronger. No matter what happens, all we have to do is make it through. And maybe it's inch by inch, but we can make it through. And just as the long nights are going to retreat in the face of longer days, we'll have those peace points. We'll make the eye of the storm. We will find one another and join with one another and be able to hold that space for one another. We'll be able to demonstrate that we are greater than the sum of our parts. And the sum of those parts are pretty awesome. It's going to be amazing. And I am grateful for the opportunity to share that time with you. So whatever it is that you hold for today, however you hold it, I wish you an amazing day. I wish you peace and I wish you love. So thank you for joining me. And I hope everyone is just going to feel nice and full and decide to go take a nap. Naps are tremendously underrated. A good nap is an awesome thing. Enjoy what you have. Enjoy your challenges, because they've given you some very, very special gifts. You're stronger than you know. You're stronger than you think. And together, nothing can stop us. So please join me next week. There's going to be a very special talk that I'm going to be giving, sort of considering the things coming up, comparing it to the Olympics. A very, very interesting Olympics that we are going to be able to step up into as competitors. We're coming into the time that we've all been practicing for, that we've all been working towards, that we've all been learning skills for. Now's the time for us to be able to use them, to use those tools. And if you find maybe you're short a couple of tools, that's okay. We'll share some together. You can share some of your tools with me, and I'll share some of my tools with you. But either way, all those tools are going to be used to build something amazing. So join me next week for that discussion. And the audiobook that I'm going to be doing is going to be coming out soon, and I'll be announcing that. And let's see what else. Oh, you can subscribe, like, share, and please comment, because I love comments. So I want to thank you all for joining me. Know that I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Know that in my heart, I hold a prayer for each and every one of you, that whatever you're going through, that the process be as gentle as possible. And know that there's always a sunrise after nighttime. We're going to make it together. And you can also join up the Facebook page that I have, Medicine Walk with Dr. Ayleen. And so you'll be getting notifications and things through that. And it's just that way to stay in contact, for us to stay in connection. Because connection is an amazing thing. And with the technology that we have now, we can stay connected. Don't be afraid to reach out. I'm here. So, until next time, I wish you balance, and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. Love you, and happy Thanksgiving.